How's it going, guys, and welcome back to Quentin's in the Gun Guide. This is part 2 of my Trustfire T4 review slash testing. If you guys watched the first part, hopefully you did. If you haven't yet, please go watch that first. I'll be going through everything on the flashlight in that part. Part 2 is something that took slightly longer than part 1. If you do follow me on social media as well, old Meltdown video. I got this from Torch SA, from Henry Beeman. So again, thank you so much, Henry Beeman, for sending this to me. What his mission was to me, or challenge, was to try and break this flashlight. We are trying to test the Trustfire brand, test the limits, and see if it's actually a tactical flashlight brand. I think after this, then you should be able to answer that for yourself. So I want to run you through a couple of tests that I did. It's not entirely torture testing. Torture testing means that you're going out to break something. This wasn't really that. I like my testing to be real world applicable and not just going, well, let's hit it with a hammer and see if it breaks. That's just freaking stupid. What I wanted with this is to test it and see if it actually lasts in real world scenarios. Is it going to last and get you through whatever your mission set is? If it's just for personal use, for home use, for farm use, for tactical use, for law enforcement, security, anything like that. I want to see if this flashlight can get you through those. I'm going to run you through a couple of the tests that I did now. Now for some beam shots. This 5 meters, 1000 lumens. We're not going to worry too much about going less amount of lumens. So as you can see, nice hot spot with some throw on the side as well. Up to the tree, that's 20 meters. Up to that wall, there's 25 meters. Moving on, that's 30 meters up to that wall. 40 meters there where the light is. Super nice hot spot. Okay, let's do the water test. So this is activated. So that's still working. Yeah, let's leave it for a bit. Okay, still working. Let's do some cycles underneath the water, cycling the switch. Yeah, so that's working great. Very nice. Okay guys, so we're bumping up the testing. We're going to put the flashlight underneath my Bucky tires. As you can see, it is quite a heavy vehicle. Inside the Bucky is my lovely assistant. That's Armand from Zodian Gaming. He's going to drive over the flashlight and I'm going to check if it actually survived. Looks like it's in line. Let's see how it goes. Okay, ready. Okay, so as you can see, the flashlight survived. It's all good. How's it going, guys? And the testing continues. We are testing out the Trustfire T4. Thus far, I've done the water test. I've driven over it. As you can see, it's taken a bit of a scar there. But we are doing 2 tests today. We are doing the Kubiton test, so using this as a blunt weapon. And I'm going to test out how you can control it when your hands are a bit slippery. But we'll get to that now. I want to test the flashlight. I don't want to test the battery. As you guys know, with the previous T21R test, the battery took a bit of a beating, the T11R one as well. So I want to give this flashlight a fair chance. They still worked, needless to say, but I want to really put this through its paces, give it a bit of a beating, and then see if it still works. So let's check that out. So beating first. So as you can see, my trusty piece of wood doing the work. This is an egg. I want to simulate blood on your hands. It's a really hard egg. Okay, so now it's nice and eggy. We're gonna get that on the flashlight and see if I can still control it using this as a blunt weapon, trying to simulate blood, and then using this as a defensive tool. Let's see again. So slightly more slippery, but as I predicted, these aggressive heat sinks and this retention ring really helping out. Well, not retention ring, you guys know what I mean. Let's check if the flashlight still works. Try and get this stuff off. Okay, so this is the battery going inside again. So it should be able to take that beating. Here's my assistant. He's doing the quality control. And the flashlight still works. Still going strong. As you can see, there's my egg hand, and it really has taken a beating there. Okay, so next up is drop testing, but we are going to test it with the battery inside, because when I drop the flashlight I want to pick it up and it should still be able to work. So as you can see, the flashlight is working now. Let's do a couple of drops and then see how it's going to go. Okay, moment of truth. It did chip my paving a little. Not too impressed with that, but it's still freaking working. Well done, little flashlight. Let's see what's next. Okay, so we need to up the ante with the drop test. Yeah, it did survive the drop test, the little Trustfire T4. What we want to do now is simulate a real world scenario where you are doing a search, let's say during patrol, doing your farm watch, whatever you're doing. You're driving around and the flashlight falls out of your hands. Usually you'll go a really slow speed of about 20. We're going to bump it up to about 60 and then see how it's going to go. So yeah, desolate road just outside of town, so I am able to drop it safely and then retrieve it. So let's see how it goes. Flashlight does work. Let's rock and roll. 40, 60. Okay, that was a very dramatic fall. Let's reverse and retrieve it. We are working on the nerves of the lapwings in the area. Flashlight went off the road. Hold on. Okay, so I actually missed it. I reversed past it because the grass is so tall, and you can see the flashlight is still working, and it's taken a bit of a beating, but yeah, still working absolutely fine. So this flashlight is surviving another day. Okay, so as you can see, it's just before 10 o'clock. We are going to do the freezer test again. I've already bumped it down to, yeah, there's a bit of ice. As you can see, it's definitely freezer. I've already adjusted it to the 5 lumen mode. So this little flashlight is going to sleep tight tonight. See you in the morning. Okay, so it's been almost 9 hours. Let's check it out. And it's still surviving. Shame. Yo, that is ridiculous. Still going strong. Freaking hell. And this thing is ice cold. And it's still going to full power. Check that heat coming off the lens. Wow, that is freaking impressive. Okay, so as expected, this flashlight survived as I expected. Yeah, I really did, because I know the Trustfire brand really, really well. Most of my flashlights are Trustfires, or yeah, my biggest brand or most flashlights in a brand is the Trustfire brand. I do have loads of other flashlights, but I've got a couple of Trustfires and I've got complete faith in them actually. I still carry the T11R. The T21R is on my plate carrier after all the testing and the dropping and stuff. That's on my plate carrier at the moment. So yeah, that's how much faith I've got in these flashlights. This one I would have loved to put on my plate carrier, but I can't. And I'm going to show you why. Because I got absolutely desperate to get a failure. As you guys know, I love showing you guys failures on this YouTube channel. I love showing you guys failures because everything can't always go according to plan or go perfectly as you would expect on the Instagram world where everything is just perfect and idyllic. This I wanted to break. I wanted to show you guys a failure, and mission accomplished, sort of. Does this flashlight still work? Yes. Can I still use it? No. So check out what I did next. What's happening, guys? So it seems like the Trustfire T4 I just can't kill. So feels like I'm failing you guys. Henry Beeman from Torch SA gave me the challenge that I need to try and kill this flashlight, and everything that I've thrown at it is just taken and absorbed, and it's still working, still going strong. Next up, I'm going to shoot it and I'm going to see how it's going to perform. Alright, so we're about 5 meters away. We're going with 7.5s inside a shotgun, and let's see if it survives. Okay, firearm is safe. Let's go check it out. Hey, it doesn't look too bad, and it's still working. Very, very nice. Okay, so you guys saw what I did to this poor flashlight, and this is the after effect. So as you can see, the Trustfire T4 coincidentally still looking very nice, but on the other side there's a bunch of pellets. So I want to show you guys what I mean by I can't use it anymore with a close-up. Okay, so this is actually what happened to the flashlight. This is after being shot with a shotgun. As you can see, it's not major damage, sort of. Let's open it up. So my initial assessment of it still working was still perfect, but after closer inspection, I saw that these holes here actually look quite deep, and this isn't really thick actually, so this isn't a super fair test, but this is the worst case scenario for being shot. So if it hits here, I'm sure it would have taken quite a bit more of a beating, but here those ones look very deep. So as I opened it up, I saw that the battery didn't want to drop out. As you can see, the battery is gone now, but it didn't want to drop free. So I thought, oh, okay, here's a bit of trouble. So I was actually a bit scared that it punctured the battery, hit it a bit too hard. I know that it didn't go through. As you can see, it did not go through. As you can see in the inside as well, there you can sort of see there's a bit of bulging there, which is actually very interesting. Got the battery out with a bit of force, just light tapping. As you can see, the battery took a bit of a beating with the pellets, and this is the deepest one of all. It does have a slight indentation. You can feel it there, but you can't really see anything. But as you can see, I had to use some motivation to get this battery free. Does the battery still work? Yes, it still does. It still activates this flashlight. The flashlight still works as well. Problem is that you need to get this battery back into the flashlight to get it working again. So that's why I said the flashlight still works, but I can't use it. So let's get to the question that we actually want answering, which is it's Trustfire or even the T4, are they tactical flashlights? And I think it really is. Tactical meaning, I always say this in all my videos, a tactical is a trigger word for a lot of people where they have to go to their safe place just to calm down with a bit of whiskey because they get triggered so badly. Tactical for me means that it needs to have certain features and it needs to have certain survivability to be classified as tactical, because everyone's tactics are going to be different, everyone's mission set is going to be different, but I definitely think that this you can consider as a tactical flashlight. Is it the best on the market? I don't know. All the Chinese brands, I think it gives all of them a really good run for their money, even the bigger brands out there. So I think Trustfire is definitely a brand that they need to look out for, and the South Africans need to look at. Test it for yourself. See what's happening. I've got, as I said, quite a few Trustfires, and a couple that are designated as tactical. As you know, if something says tactical, I'm going to try and break it. And with this, you can actually see that I really did try to break it with all the scars and everything that it went through. And it's still surviving. I had to go outside my scope of having tests that are limited to real world application. I'm not sure in any real world application where it'll be shot with a shotgun. I was planning to go further, to shoot it with a 9mm. 9mm I'm sure would have made a whole lot more damage. But I don't really want to mess around with these high output batteries and puncture it and be bad for the environment, number one, or have a dangerous scenario. Because if it was beaten up like that with a 7.5 shotguns, now that's made, for people that don't know it, that's made for shooting pigeons. We use that for clay pigeon shooting actually. So this is very, very small pellets that it shoots out. But it shoots out quite a few of those pellets. So you are guaranteed to hit your target a couple of times, a small target like this. Anyway, moving on. Is it a tactical flashlight? I'm sure you can say that for yourself. Yeah. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, all those cool things. Comment down in the comment section if you enjoyed this torture test video and if you think that I should do more of these. Test the failure points of flashlights and then shoot them at the end of the tests as well. Let's see how that goes. Anyway, guys, have a good one. See you later. Cheers.